There's a lot of people who believe that you're a divisive voice when it comes to broader unity. How do you react to that?
They always think that we're divisive when we're calling out people who try to undermine us. And we got to be very real. There are a lot of people who are non-FBA who were allowed to come in our circles to try to undermine us. And we saw this with the reparations movement. We noticed whenever we talked about reparations and foundational Black Americans getting the justice claim served, we would have these random people pop up trying to act as spokespersons saying, hey, we shouldn't get no reparation. We need to leave these white people alone. We don't need no money. And then we start questioning each other. Who is this person? Where do these people come from? Whose man is this? And we noticed nobody knew who these people were. Then we started asking questions and doing research on them. We started to notice a lot of these people are foreigners. And we said, hey, wait a minute, how is this person who's a foreigner, who's not even qualified to get reparations, talking as our spokespersons? I remember years ago, they had a reparations hearing where they had Candace Owens and a guy named Coleman Hughes. Candace Owens, she identifies as Caribbean because that's where her family comes from, the Virgin Islands. Coleman Hughes.
Well, the Virgin Islands are a U.S. territory, though, right?
But culturally, because they were colonized by a lot of people. So culturally, there's something else. They're Caribbean culturally. But and even Puerto Rico, that's a U.S. territory now, but culturally it's something else. And this Coleman Cruz guy was talking about how we don't need reparations because they're not qualified, even though the Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. During slavery, it was not a U.S. territory. So they're not qualified to get reparations. We're trying to get reparations from the U.S. government who had us enslaved and we couldn't get out of slavery because of the U.S. government. So a lot of these people don't have a legitimate reparations claim. They came later and they try to act as our spokespersons to undermine the reparations. So we started to say, hey, we have to call these people out and delineate from these people who are not supposed to be our spokespersons.
You two, a little political question here for the two queens. What do you guys think about reparations? Should there be reparations for Black people? You guys are Black, right? Just checking.
I'm Somali.
What was it? Wait, do that again? What was it? Was that like a war chant?
It's yolalating.
Oh, okay. Sabrina Carpenter got
I know. I was literally just thinking about her right now.
What about you? Reparations. Well, you're Ugandan, so I mean, do you get I don't think she's not like what they called FBAs?
Yeah, you have to like prove your back.
You guys know what that is? An FBA, Foundational Black American.
Foundational Black American.
So like you can trace your roots to Africans who came to the U.S.
I'm so happy I never had to do that.
Back in the day. Reparations, yes or no?
I believe that, like what type of reparations? Like what is?
Teep kick, yeah. What? Oh, just, you're Black, here you go. Here's some money.
There's money for
the historical injustices.
I think that that's like saying, should white people today be punished for slavery in America? I think that's kind of very similar. You can't give someone reparations for something. But at the same time, society does, the way that society is catered to people of privilege, which is not measured by race. I do think, however, it mostly contains non-white.
Do any of the white women here, should we do reparations? What do you think? No?
No. I agree with her. It's not our time. It's not our...
It's not...
Yeah.
Past that.
Sorry. I was trying to get you guys some cash right now. Sometimes you're not Black.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't get reparations. I was gonna see sometimes, because sometimes when we have some Black women on the panel and we got some white liberal women who are for reparations, I gotta help a sister out.
We're about to find shit.
I gotta help. No, because it's like if you're a white woman and you believe in reparations, go get your wallet. Give them some money. Anyways, all right.
Good.
I'll get canceled for that
I
one.
wouldn't be mad if you guys gave me some reparations.
She wants-
It's just, like, just
Going to America and playing the ass. And what it is African Americans spotted this and spotted that there's a consistent pattern. Black Caribbeans, black people from Africa going to America and being the ass. And what the FBA agenda is putting up a wall and saying, no, you guys can't be a part of this if you're going to be on that, raccoon train.
When you say playing the ass, what? Because from what I know, a lot of Africans, a lot of Caribbeans who go there, academically, they're surpassing them. And also business-wise, they're surpassing them. So who was playing the ass?
When they then use that to say, well, that means that you African Americans are lazy.
Ah.
Do you see?
Yes.
And then being on some right-wing conservatism, let's throw African Americans under the bus.
That is true.
And let's pretend that Jim Crow didn't happen, redlining didn't happen, breaking up of African American business districts, breaking up of African American families, the COINTELPRO didn't happen, the Iran Contras and then moving drugs into the black community didn't happen. Yeah. And there's a whole list of things continuing right up until now that the American government has done to African Americans. And so for those black people recently arrived from outside America, you all didn't face any of that. So of course you're going to be doing better than African Americans.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
But
not all of them can be affected by this. There's always got to be certain people who rise above it, regardless of what the situation is. It's just the natural nature thing. Weeds grow through gardens, you name it. Why do you think it is that a country like Jamaica or Africa, where they too have had their deprivations, had their colonialism, had their slavery, why do they go somewhere and tend to excel amongst people who also have gone through it?
because you're not comparing like with like, that's why.
Okay.
A lot of us think we are comparing like with like. You're not. Let me explain. Generally speaking, Caribbeans in America, not the ones in the Caribbean, but the ones in America,
Yeah.
will represent the top 10%.
I see.
So if you're really going to compare like with like, you have to compare the top 10% of Caribbeans
I
with the
see.
top 10% of African Americans.
Okay.
And when you compare the two, the African Americans are slaughtering us, bro. It's not even close. It's a massacre. But what it is we compare the top 10% with your average African American. You're not comparing like with like. And if you compare your average African American, you're 51, you got 1 to 100 and Mr. number 51. Number 51 is richer by a factor of 20 than your average Jamaican. Do you see? So what happens is it's a perception thing. Now let's be clear. We can all point to people from outside America. Go to America and rise. Yeah? Colin Powell did that. Kamala Davy Harris has done that, whatever. But you can't pretend that's typical. Do you see?
Yeah.
But what happens is because we live in a world where people don't really have full pictures, you can take the exception, use that to smack around African Americans' faces. This guy just got off the boat. He's doing better than you. Not realizing, but for my man to have got on the boat in the first place, he wasn't typical of the country that he was coming from. He was in the top echelons of that country. Do you see?
Yeah.
And the same is true also with people from Africa going to Black America. So if we're going to compare the top 10%, let's compare the top 10%. And when we do that, African Americans are slaughtering us.
I can't categorically say every Nigerian got this talk, but a lot of Nigerians that travel abroad got this talk from their family, where they'll sit you down and tell you, you're going there. Don't go and talk to those Black Americans. You just go and get pregnant. You get into drugs. You start become the gang banging. They give you that talk. That just go to the white community, find a nice place. They just go and be decent. Stay with the white people. They give you that talk. So when you enter America, you already have a perception of African Americans. You judge them. And of course, they can see that judgment in your behavior towards them. And they see how you are almost like yes, massa to the Oyimbos. They see, they're not blind. So when they have that feeling of, when they become defensive, when you're in their presence, it's because they see that perception you have of them. So I know I got that talk. And a lot of Nigerians got that talk. So we are over there, we are doing well, we are doctors, we are building houses, we are feeling like, yeah, so we come to the land of the living, we are the land of the plenty, and we are doing well. Forgetting that some people sacrificed for you to even go there in the first place.
Let's talk about this too. Why do also Caribbeans have no influence on hip hop and R&B? Quickly tell me what the B in R&B stands for. Quickly. And it's like, forget the natural progression of Black American music that started from Negro spirituals and hymns, gospel music, that turned into country and blues, which then turned into rhythm and blues, which turned into, you know, pop and hip hop from New Jack Swing and all these other things. And for also, there's so many other genres like doo-wop and all these other things that were ours, you know? I genuinely cannot comprehend why anybody would genuinely think that a Jamaican or anybody other than a Black American created hip hop and rap. It does not make sense to me. And my frustration doesn't necessarily lie in the fact that people will say we don't have culture, but in the same breath claim said culture. My frustration lies in the fact that this is becoming a truth to a lot of people in the same climate where the United States is actively banning Black American history. Legally banning Black American history. Saying that Black American history is violent and un-American. Yeah, I don't have time for people to claim any part of Black American history. It's especially crazy to claim that anybody else had an influence on R&B when R&B and soul was one of the main musics and genres that got us through the civil rights movement. It heavily influenced that. I don't know. I think a lot of people do need to be more educated on Black American history. But, you know, we have plenty of HBCUs with full of culture for you to learn about us and be immersed in our culture if you actually genuinely want to learn about Black Americans. We created it for a reason. And the last thing I want to reiterate is the importance of Black American music, of what it means to Black Americans. It's literally been instrumental in our freedom from day one. From day one. From the spirituals and hymns, from the blues. Why did we create blues? Why did we create R&B and soul? What did this music mean to us in our history? No, you did not create it. We created it for us. But yeah, no, to reiterate, a Jamaican man did not create hip hop. Not even close.
As foreign as the language Gloria McKilway is speaking may sound, it's native to this country.
Tut is a language that was created here in America by American slaves. It's a system of reading that was secretly devised at a time when slaves weren't allowed to learn to read. And if they were caught, the punishments were terrible.
In spite of the risk, mothers taught their children, and the language was handed down from generation to generation. That's how it was in Gloria's family.
I learned to speak Tut language when I was very young. I heard my mother and her sister speaking it when my aunt would come to visit. She sounded the consonants and spoke the vowels, which is how you do it.
Most of the Black people standing up for Latinos during the ICE raids are immigrants. Let's talk about it. Black Americans understand that Latinos don't really mess with us like that. They never have, never will. Why in the world would you go out there and jeopardize your life over a group of people who would shut you down over selling tacos? They don't like you being a part of their culture, but they cling on to Black people when they're in trouble. Latinos don't mess with us in jail. Latinos side with white people against us all day. And we got some goofy Negroes going out there standing up for them. Once again, these are not Black Americans. These are immigrants. These are Caribbeans and Africans going out there risking their lives for Latinos, looking goofy.
black Americans, because it's specifically black Americans. It's not black people. You can't credit black people, because black people in African countries, black people in Latin America, black people in Europe, they don't have the same impact globally with culture, with trends, with fashion, like black Americans. When you talk about this, you have to give credit to black Americans. The whole world wants to talk like black Americans, wants to walk like black Americans, wants to dress like black Americans, etc.